Well, we hope you're having yourself a merry little Christmas. Welcome to the top of another hour of WEEU's annual Holiday Festival of Sound. This is a very special hour. We're having our own little private holiday Christmas party here in the WEEU studios at 4th and Court Streets in Reading, Pennsylvania, and we are eagerly looking out of the windows toward the Pagoda, high atop scenic Mount Penn, for the flashing of the lights of the Pagoda, which at 9 p.m. tonight will tell us that Santa Claus is now in the skies and has been spotted around Reading and Berks County. In the background, you hear music of a local artist. David Bilger was the conductor of the saxophone Symphonia from their recording Holiday Homecoming. It's a double compact disc, and David was a resident of Shillington, Pennsylvania. We've got so much great talent with me. And here in the studio, Mighty Mike Faust. How are you doing, Mike?
Hey, Dave. Merry Christmas.
So soon, at 9 o'clock tonight, Christmas Eve.
I'm so excited.
Santa Claus, he comes to the area.
Yeah.
Right? And they're going to flash the lights at the Pagoda, and that's going to tell us that Santa Claus is here. And that's a tradition. Now, you caught up with Cindy Kauffman, who basically runs the Pagoda right now. So we'll talk to her a little bit later during the hour.
Yeah, she called it on feedback on Black Friday, and we'll hear that later this hour.
Okay, and you also spoke with our good friend Keri Shultz, the president of the Reading Musical Foundation.
Yeah, she was also on feedback a couple times as well.
All right, so you guys on feedback, you were playing music and asking people what their favorite songs were and so forth. That's a great thing. Music is really, really great, and we appreciate the support and sponsorship of the Reading Musical Foundation. They fund all kinds of organizations, musical organizations in town. So during this holiday hour, we're going to feature, as we lead ourselves up to the 9 o'clock flashing of the lights on the Pagoda. Hope you folks can go out and take a look at that at 9 o'clock. We're going to play holiday music as we do. This is our tradition here on Christmas Eve and Christmas Day. Local people for the most part.
Dave, Christmas Eve, this is my favorite time of the year, and I love listening to Christmas music, as you know, especially local Christmas music. It doesn't get better than this, my friend.
Well, to prove that point, then, let's go with a group that is funded by the Reading Musical Foundation. I've performed with them many times. They've played, actually, symphonic works that I've written. I've gotten to sing with them. They're wonderful people to work with. They're great collaborators, and they really enrich the fabric of our community through music. So this is a special holiday recording, one of the favorites from all the people who listen to music in and around Berks County, according to our popular poll through the Reading Musical Foundation. The Reading Pops Orchestra, from their selection of Christmas at the Movies. Let's listen to them as they're recorded live right now. We just heard the Reading Pops Orchestra recorded live. Isn't that great music?
Wow.
Right from our own community, Mike.
Absolutely beautiful, Dave. Gorgeous.
You're tuned into WEEU's Holiday Festival of Sound. Mike Faust and yours truly, Dave Kline, broadcasting. Here we are, 4th and Court Streets. Merriment is happening. It's our own little special bubble here.
Christmas Eve, that's right.
And at 9 o'clock tonight, folks, look out your windows. And weather permitting, you'll be able to see the pagoda lights flashing, which, as we've been saying since the beginning of this hour, means that Santa Claus has been spotted somewhere over the skies of Reading and Berks County. So that really means that it's on, right?
No doubt about it. And Cindy Kauffman called into feedback recently. We talked about this tradition, Dave, that goes back many years.
Did she tell you a little bit about it?
She gave us the background, the history of it, because, you know, once the lights start blinking and we know that Santa's in the area, it's time for the little ones to go to bed.
Okay, so why don't we call that up? I see you put that in our library here. Let's hear this conversation that Mighty Mike Faust from WEEU had with Cindy Kauffman, who's running the pagoda high atop Reading's scenic Mount Penn. Before we do that, Mike, do you remember a time you and I walked up on Mount Penn? You were just starting to take over this role in feedback, and I kind of explained the rules of the road to you.
I do remember that, yes.
A little mentoring up on the mountain, looking out over the city and saying, you know, you won't realize it now, but through the years to come, you're going to touch many people's lives in a very positive way. It's a very powerful mission you're about to embark on.
It's unbelievable.
And how many years later is it now?
Many years later.
And it's come
many
true,
walks
right?
later, and it has come to fruition. It's absolutely amazing. And I remember that walk and some of the things you said And even about just everyday things, hosting the program. You don't know who's listening. You don't know how many people are listening.
That's right.
You're impacting so many different lives, and it's just a wonderful thing. It's almost like mission work in a way.
It is. And tonight we get to impact people's lives in a really, really wonderful way, a magical way, a way that has to do with stardust and holiday legend, and that's Santa Claus arriving over the skies of Berks County. Here is Mike Faust talking with Cindy Kauffman at the Pagoda. We'll find out more about the tradition right now.
Well, Cindy, thanks for making some time. Tell us about this tradition, I guess, of the flashing lights up at the Pagoda.
Well, it's been going on for quite a while. We really don't know the exact time it started, but it had to be maybe a good 30, 40 years ago, we believe, at least. I said I remember when I was younger, they used to do reports from the airport that the Santa showed up on the radar screen and was coming into Reading, and the lights at the Pagoda would blink. And now we just, with everybody having GPSs and all the technical stuff that's here today, all we have to do is blink the lights to let people know that Santa's on his way. And we do that every Christmas Eve at 9 o'clock. And we blink the lights for 10 to 15 minutes, and it just lets everyone know that Santa's on his way, that he's been spotted close by, and it's time for the little ones to go to bed.
That is such a neat tradition. So parents can tell their children on Christmas Eve to watch when the lights start to flash. Then they know that Santa's on his way.
Yeah, and we get people that even come up just to watch him flash, right there on the mountain, if the weather's nice and they are out for that evening. But if you can see the Pagoda, you'll be able to see the lights flash on Christmas Eve.
Happy holidays from the 165-year-old Ringgold Band. We are thankful to the Reading Musical Foundation for enabling us to continue our tradition of live music for audiences throughout Berks County. With their generous support, the Ringgold Band has been able to continue the tradition of live concert band music through outreach programs to middle and high school students and senior citizens. Thank you, RMF, for helping us to grow from a group of 15 men in 1852 to 65 musically qualified men and women who play so much more than marches.
These are a few of my favorite things.
Oh, man, I love that song.
In the background.
Sound of Music. Oh.
Yeah, a great recording. It's played a lot during the holiday season. I think it's because they say bright packages wrapped up in ribbons or something like that. It's from a CD called Holiday Homecoming, the Saxophone Symphonia, featuring Shillington resident David Bilger as the conductor when it was recorded. So a great wealth of local talent. Before the break, we heard you speaking with Cindy Kauffman, and at 9 o'clock tonight on Christmas Eve, the lights in the Pagoda will be flashing to let us know.
Yes!
That Santa Claus, he's in the sky. Who needs NORAD when we have the Pagoda?
That's right. This is more reliable, right?
I'm telling you, it's really, really exciting. It's localism as good as it gets, and what a blessing to be here with you and all of our listeners on Christmas Eve 2015. Oh, my gosh. Erich Cawalla is our next guest up. He showed up on the favorite things list of Reading Musical Foundation supporters and listeners as far as favorite songs for the holidays. Now, Erich Cawalla sent us a recording with Jenifer Kinder, and he's got so many great musicians like Bennie Simms. You know these artists, right?
We had them on feedback many times.
Yeah.
Oh, they're great.
These guys have traveled all over the world, and they live right here, and you never want to take guys like that for granted. They are first-class, top shelf.
Don Walker on the keyboard.
Absolutely.
I mean, so much talent.
Yep, fantastic. So you've worked with Erich many times. He's been
So
very
many
gracious.
times.
He's come out to WEEU live broadcast with you.
Many, many times,
Yeah,
Dave.
yeah. So,
He's
hey,
a
big
great
shout
guy.
out to Erich. And Erich,
Thanks,
I'm glad
Erich.
one of your songs and recordings made the top favorite list here. This is their rendition of Merry Christmas, Baby.
Christmas, baby, you're sure to treat me nice. Santa came down the chimney about 3:30. He left all these pretty presents that you see before me. Oh, Merry Christmas, baby, Merry Christmas. It's sure been good to me. No, I haven't had a drink this morning, but I'm lit up like a Christmas tree, Christmas tree, Christmas tree. Christmas tree. Yeah.
We're in the 8 o'clock hour, making our way toward 9 o'clock.
It's exciting.
When the lights in the pagoda will be flashing. Why are they flashing again, Mike?
Santa is in the air.
Santa's
He's on his way.
Love is in the air.
Ba-dum-bum-bum.
So you spoke with Keri Shultz, the president of the Reading Musical Foundation, and she's chatted with you a little bit about like what you guys were doing with a program to recognize music that people loved. And
yeah, we talked about their favorite song campaign, Dave, and it's really cool. It's ongoing, and you'll hear more about it in the interview. And we talked about the power of music, especially Christmas music. It's like an old friend that comes to visit you every year. And these songs really stand the test of time. I think they get better and better every year. But yeah, we talked all about the favorite song campaign and some other things that the RMF is doing for local kids in this community.
All right, so let's hear that. But before we hear it, let's hear from another local musician, because that's what we're all about here. This gentleman's name is Tom Sheehan. Tom Sheehan has an agency. It's called Tom Sheehan Worldwide.
Sure.
He's an advertising agent. He
Tom.
knows his stuff about marketing and so forth. He's also a musician, and this is his rendition of Nothing But a Child, just for you on Christmas Eve on WEEU.
Once upon a time, in a far-off land, wise men saw a sign set off across the sand, with songs of praise to sing. They traveled day and night, precious gifts to bring, guided by a light, a chaste and brand new star, ever towards the west, across them mountains far. When it came to rest, every little town, every night is heard, precious little sound, every mother kind, every father proud, looks into those eyes in awe to see another chance allowed. Nothing but a child could wash these sins away, guide a weary world to the light of day. Nothing but a child can help erase those miles. So once again we all can be children for a while.
That's Tom Sheehan, Nothing But a Child, here on Christmas Eve in the WEEU studios at 4th and Court Streets. We are waiting for the lights to begin flashing high atop the Pagoda on scenic Mount Penn. Now here's Mike Faust with Keri Shultz of the Reading Musical Foundation.
Keri Shultz, Executive Director of the Reading Musical Foundation. Hi, Keri.
Hi, Mike. How are you?
I'm great. How about you?
Very good.
Hey, we had you on the program a couple times recently talking about your favorite song campaign. Tell us briefly about what that is again and the kind of response you got.
Sure. So the Favorite Song campaign at Reading Musical Foundation is just a chance for us to go out and talk to people all across Berks County and just find out, what is your favorite song? What does music mean to you? And can you ever imagine a time in your life where you haven't listened to music? And those were the questions that we asked on your radio show. I think we did it twice, and we just had a whole plethora of phone calls that came in, and people talked about family members, they talked about husbands and wives, and just kind of really opened up who they are and important moments in their life through music.
I know, and it's so hard to pick a favorite song because there's so much good music, especially around the holidays.
Mm-hmm.
And it's really like picking a favorite child or favorite relative, and it's too hard for me.
Right, exactly. And that's funny because that's what we say too. That sometimes picking your favorite song is like picking between, your children of which one is going to be your favorite. And but for some people, they really do just have that one song that when you ask them what's your favorite song, instantly they can tell you. And other ones have to think about it and say, well, I have a favorite song for this, I have a favorite song for that. And now that we're at the holidays, a lot of people have a favorite Christmas song, have a favorite holiday song that they remember, always, whether it's, going to church and hearing that one song that, the church service closes with, or maybe that one CD that your mom would always put on the radio as Christmas morning kind of thing, or maybe the Peanuts song from the Charlie Brown Christmas. And, there's just a lot that people remember with the holidays when it comes to music.
Absolutely. So how long is this campaign going on for, and what's the website?
So the website is favoritesong.org, and we're going to keep it going as long as people want to keep telling us their favorite songs.
So it's great. Our listeners can still respond and register with their favorite song at favoritesong.org.
Yes.
You know, it's really all about the power of music, and that's what we talked about when you were on the program recently. I told the story of my Aunt Connie taking me to go see the Muppet movie, which was in 1979. We were on vacation. It was summertime, Long Beach Island, New Jersey. Well, by the fall, I was taking banjo lessons because I saw Kermit the Frog singing
Right?
The Rainbow Connection.
Yep.
I mean,
That's
music is
power
so
of
powerful.
music.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I also think the holidays are about spending time with family, listening to the music that we know and love, and you just mentioned that. I'm also thinking about what the RMF does for this local community with the musical instruments for students who cannot afford them, the music scholarships, the summer camps. Can you tell us about that?
Sure. So Reading Musical Foundation really works to make music accessible for everyone. So whether someone might be held back because they don't have an instrument to play, or maybe they can't afford private lessons, or they can't afford to go to summer music camp, that's really where RMF steps in and can offer a helping hand. So our Operation Replay program is actually an instrument recycling program, so people can donate used instruments. We have them refurbished, and then we give them out to students who are participating in their school music program but can't afford to rent an instrument or can't afford to buy an instrument. We also have a merit scholarship program where students come in and audition, and these are really for students that are at, performing at the top level. And this is a chance for them to earn some recognition for their for their hard work that they're putting into their craft. So the scholarship program has those two sides. We have need sensitive for students who can't afford the private lessons and summer camp, and then also the merit side where we're able to recognize students for great work.
Well, Keri, we're really enjoying this hour of holiday music, and we really appreciate everything that the Reading Musical Foundation does. Can you give out the website for our listeners?
Sure. So our website is readingmusicalfoundation.org, and we too are just absolutely delighted with the holiday show with WEEU. It's really a chance to showcase local music, local holiday music that means so much to all of us, and really celebrate music in Berks County.
Keri, thank you. Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays.
Thank you, Mike. You too. Merry Christmas.
Hi, this is Dave Kline, and I hope you're enjoying WEEU's Holiday Festival of Sound, brought to you by the Reading Musical Foundation. I'm proud to say that for the past 30 years, I've enjoyed volunteering with the RMF to further its mission of enriching our community through music. Our family has contributed to the RMF to help provide lessons for dozens of guitar and banjo students. If making our community better through music and education appeals to you, please consider doing what so many others have done. Give to the Reading Musical Foundation. It's a gift that gives back in countless ways. And Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas. This is Jingle Schnutz, the WEEU Holiday Festival of Sound elf. Santa Claus is coming tonight. Watch for the lights to flash at the pagoda.
Tonight at 9 o'clock, Mike. Again, what's happening? Something special.
Yes, Santa arrives. He's in the sky. He's
And how
in
do we
flight.
know it? How do we know it?
We know that, Dave, because the pagoda lights will be flashing
We're
at 9 p.m.
Yes, we're very proud to be working with the city of Reading and the Pagoda Foundation and everybody in the community, political leaders, community leaders, volunteers, to be able to bring this to you live. All we're telling you is at 9 o'clock, go look out your window. The lights to the pagoda should start flashing. That's just a very short time from now. Merry Christmas 2015 to you from everybody here at WEEU, everybody at the Reading Eagle Company as well, REP, and Pretzel City Productions. We're talking about favorite music, though, and your show that you've been doing with Keri Shultz of the Reading Musical Foundation. And certainly one of the favorites is the Berks Youth Chorus.
Oh.
And the Berks Youth Chorus is funded in part through the Reading Musical Foundation, so they do fabulous work. Now, what were you saying? You love children's music?
I love children's choirs. I mean, there's just something about it. I get goosebumps when I listen to them. I think of my own childhood then,
Especially at the holiday season,
Yes.
right? There's nothing like it. And especially, I've got to guess that we have more than a few children tuned in tonight to WEEU Radio, or at least young at heart as well.
That's right.
Waiting to look out their window at 9 o'clock if they can see the pagoda and see what's going on. So let's hear the Berks Youth Chorus now with a couple of cuts here. One called The Birds and another one called The Star Carol. You don't hear these all the time, and that's what makes this very, very special. Here we go.
Santa's in the air. He's in the sky. He's on his way.
And the pagoda lights will be flashing. So if you're anywhere where you can see the pagoda from where you're at,
take a look.
Take a look.
You gotta.
And know that when you see those lights flashing in the pagoda, that's the good folks in Reading and Berks County and the Pagoda Foundation in touch with Santa Claus, and he is over the skies. It's so magical. Remember when you were a kid? It wasn't like the best time ever?
It was the best.
Oh, my God. And did you go to bed early?
Yes.
Okay.
But it's so hard to fall asleep.
I know. Me too.
You're so excited.
I did go to bed early, and I was the first one up the next day.
Me too.
Ran down the stairs.
Oh, I couldn't wait.
Christmas tree.
Oh, man.
Presents, lights. Ho, ho, ho.
You know, earlier, Dave, we were talking about the wellness walks up to the pagoda.
Yes.
You and I also share a passion for gardening.
We do.
And I've got a joke for you.
You've got a Christmas joke
a Christmas
just for me
joke,
as we
yes.
wait for Santa Claus?
All right. So why does Santa have a garden?
Why does Santa have a garden? I don't know.
Because he likes to ho, ho, ho. You get it? Ho, ho, ho. Little gardening humor.
Very little.
Eve.
Very little.
Very little.
A little bit like gardening fertilizer there. Yeah. Well, on Christmas Eve, but you got to have fun. So we just heard from the wonderful Berks Youth Chorus, who are funded in part through the Reading Musical Foundation and many other wonderful donors and supporters. And let's hear them again, because the next two songs are dedicated to all of the children and all of the young at heart as we await the arrival of Santa Claus, as heralded by the flashing of the lights at the pagoda on Mount Penn. Here is the Berks Youth Chorus with their rendition of Up on the Housetop, and then after that we'll hear from Pat Garrett, Berks County's own country crooner from up there in Strausstown, Pennsylvania, with another song about Santa Claus and the fact that he's coming. But first, the Berks Youth Chorus.
Christmas toys. Santa Claus, here comes Santa Claus, right down Santa Claus Lane. Vixen and Blitzen and all of his reindeers are pulling on the rein. Bells are ringing, children singing, everything's merry and bright. So hang your stockings and say your prayers, 'cause Santa Claus is coming tonight. Here comes Santa Claus, here comes Santa Claus, right down Santa Claus Lane. He's got a bag that's filled with toys for boys and girls again. Hear those sleigh bells jingle, jangle, oh what a beautiful sight. So jump in bed and cover up your head, 'cause Santa Claus is coming tonight. Here comes Santa Claus, here comes Santa Claus, right down Santa Claus Lane. He doesn't care if you're rich or poor, he loves you just the same. Santa knows we're all God's children, and that makes everything right. So fill your hearts with a Christmas cheer, 'cause Santa Claus is coming tonight. Here comes Santa Claus, here comes Santa Claus, right down Santa Claus Lane. He'll come around when the chimes ring out, it's a Christmas time again. Peace on earth will come to all if we just follow the line. So let's give thanks to the Lord above, 'cause Santa Claus comes tonight. Yes, Santa Claus comes tonight.
To round out the hour, we're going to play Beverly McDevitt, and it's a Christmas medley, Dave.
Okay, let's enjoy it. And Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Hi, this is Jack Holcomb, sharing with you a poem about my early days. It's called Christmas Stockings. Even as the Depression waned and better times came before the war, the simple holidays remained with small toys for young boys and Christmas stockings filled with candy, fruit, and nuts. An early Christmas brought us each a cast-iron Brockway truck, sweatshirts, underwear, and socks, and stockings filled with candy, fruit, and nuts. As we grew older, my brother and I received a wagon to share from Santa, warm mittens from our grandmother, and Christmas stockings filled with candy, fruit, and nuts. One year, as the years went by, we got a Schwinn with a horn in the middle to share, more underwear and war surplus boots, plus a stocking filled with candy, fruit, and nuts. Perhaps, upon reflection, it was the simple gifts given in a loving home, a turkey dinner and friends who shared their joy, and those Christmas stockings filled with candy, fruit, and nuts.
And now on our WEEU Holiday Festival of Sound, we have Sarajane Williams on harp and Ted Williams on classical guitar. This music is from their compact disc. It's called A Pennsylvania German Christmas, and the duo performs frequently at the Kutztown, Pennsylvania Dutch Folk Festival in Kutztown, Pennsylvania. listening to a performance of Johann Sebastian Bach's Jesu, Joy of Man's Desire. Reminds me that we only have a few minutes until at 9 p.m. If you can see the pagoda, look and see if the lights are flashing, because if they are, that means that our official spotters over Reading and Berks County have seen that jolly old elf Santa Claus with his sleigh and his reindeer. Watch the pagoda at 9 o'clock.